Welcome to the Mormon to Medium podcast, where we'll talk about spirituality, the paranormal, religion, and my journey going from Mormon to medium. I'm Nanette Ride. Thanks for listening. Now let's go have some fun.
Don't be afraid. Close your eyes. There's a moon overhead, but the sun will rise. Blood on our lips, such a poisonous bite. The sound of our hearts go bump, bump, bump in the night.
Hello and welcome. This is the Mormon to Medium podcast. I'm Brad, and I'm here with Nannette, our local medium.
Our local medium.
You're local to this neighborhood. I know there's a couple of others in town, but you're local to me.
Hey, it's the new year, and we are gearing up for a whole bunch of new stuff, you guys. The new branding kind of will give you a hint on what's going to come down the pike.
This last year was amazing. We had so much fun producing content and putting things out there for everyone.
It was a hot date every week.
That it was. We had a great time, but more importantly, we were able to meet some really amazing people through podcasting who heard what we had to say and reached out to us, and we really appreciate that. Thank you, everyone who listened, and especially those of you who took time to reach out to us and thank us for what we're saying.
Yeah, and you guys, thank you so much for the reviews that you've left and for referring us to your friends and family so that we can grow. We want to continue to grow and help more and more people and shed light in dark places. So this is really important to us, and it's kind of become a little bit of our passion. So thank you, you guys.
Yep, absolutely. So today we're going to talk about a couple of things. Number one, I think it's super important because everybody's noticing, wait a minute, you've got a new logo and it says Mormon to Medium instead of the Mormon Medium. What's that all about?
Well, Nan is no longer considered Mormon, so she's not a Mormon medium. She's just a medium. So this is about my journey from being Mormon to becoming a medium. Staying on the Mormon path has not been my truth and has not been my journey. Now, I'm going to just set this out there, though. For everyone that is still in the Mormon church, that's okay. You can still have spirituality and you can still find truth in lots of spiritual things. There's no judgment from me or anyone else. And please don't judge me for stepping down a different path because I have decided that the church is not for me.
Well, and this was not an easy decision for you. This put you through a lot of turmoil and struggle for a while. A
lot of turmoil, a lot of grief, a lot of breaking things down, deconstructing my whole belief system that I knew my whole life. A lot of tears, a lot of praying, a lot of really finding out what I really believed in. And like I said, and I've said this so many times in different episodes, we're all on different journeys going to the same place. We should help one another and we should show respect to one another as we navigate those individual journeys. And as far as my journey goes, I'm a healer. The end. That's my purpose. I'm a healer. I am here to help other people go through the darkness like I have. I know my way in and out. I've driven that bus to hell. So if you're going through hell, I'm your girl. Let me come pick you up. That's my journey, and that's become my life and who I am now. And that resonates with my soul and with my heart, and that's where I'm going to stay. Religion is not for me, but it doesn't mean we're not going to talk about all kinds of religions.
Yeah, we will definitely still talk about religion. And you know what? Because our background is LDS. We've been Mormons most of our life. So that's where a lot of our foundation comes from. So you'll still hear Mormon-ish things from us, or you might even hear us criticize once in a while. And I apologize. Sometimes I'm a little more harsh than I ought to be.
Brad's still processing, and that's okay. We're going to respect his journey, right? So just like we respect all of yours. I have so many clients, Brad, from every spectrum, whether they're never Mormons to, different religions to still Mormon. I have best friends that are still Mormon and listen to this podcast and support things and also get balances. So they all can cohesively work together, and they should, because they're all in love.
Well, and I'm getting a lot of sympathy from the ward right now because I'm in one of those horrible mixed faith marriages.
It's true. It's so funny. As soon as my paperwork came through that my name had been taken off the records of the church, the missionary showed up on my doorstep like less than a few days later.
Oh yeah, it was like a week later. There they are.
And it was like, do we answer the door or do we not? And I was still kind of processing at this point, you know? And so the first time we didn't answer the door, and we were busy anyways. So, but the second time they showed up, and this was like a week and a half later, they showed up again, and Brad didn't believe me.
Yeah, she's like, she looks on the doorbell camera and she's like, it's the missionaries. And I'm like, whatever. Because they were just here. I was like, no way they're back already.
So I actually just went downstairs and started talking to them like I talk to everyone, and, you know, offered them some water and asked them what we could do to help them. And they were asking about our neighbors, which is Missionary 101, just so you know.
Hey, do you have any neighbors who
would like to hear the message?
Be interested in our message? Like, why are you asking us? Go ask them.
Yeah, that was our reply. But we were kind. But Brad, it was so funny because he didn't believe me, and he comes busting down the stairs and out the front door, like thinking I'm going to eat these two little missionaries alive.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit. She's going to throw down some truth bombs. They're
and
not
I
ready.
didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't pop their missionary bubble, and I wouldn't, like I said, I am not that person to rip anybody's religion down or their belief systems down. Please understand that. Everyone is on their own truth journey, and we should be able to be allowed to do that and be respected, whatever that looks like. So there will be no judgment coming from this girl. I'm just here to help, and I'm here to show love that's unconditional.
It was so funny because the missionaries were like, well, what about the people in that house? Do you think they would like our message? And Nan's like, I don't know if they'd like your message. They're super sweet, but they're Jewish.
Exactly, because they are.
And they're like, oh.
Yeah, they got really quiet, and then they left. They're like, all right, well, have a good night.
Right,
I'm like, are you
thank
sure
you.
I can't get you some water or something? And then they left, and they haven't come back. But Brad has been asked to say the prayer and sacrament meeting, and
Yeah.
a couple of different things.
Well, I'll
since
tell you
then.
what, though, when they come back and they say, hey, is there anything we can do for you? I'm going to say, yeah, I've got some weeds growing up in my flower beds, and I'm going to get some
They
help.
probably will help you.
I hope
because
so.
I'm not Mormon, right?
And I'll buy them ice cream if they do.
You know what? That's the thing. Whether you're Mormon or not, we should all see each other, and we should all help each other and love each other and actually act like we give a shit, right?
Do you know what? That was my New Year's resolution / intention.
Is to give a shit?
To give a shit.
That's lofty, Brad.
I know, right?
I'm glad it's your intention to give a shit.
I'm like, you know what? What can I do that's going to be groundbreaking for this new year? And I'm like, I'm just going to learn how to give a shit.
Oh
Because
my
for so
gosh.
long, I just haven't given a shit.
You've had zero fucks, right?
Exactly. So, you know, that's what I'm going to do. And it's
Oh
going to
my
be
gosh.
a newer, better, more concerned, understanding, and loving me.
This is going to be fun to watch.
Yeah. And look,
I'm pretty speechless right now. We have not talked about this previous to now.
we actually haven't. We had our New Year's Eve and we did our thing, and we didn't even talk about what our resolutions were or our intentions or any of that, did we?
Yeah, he didn't even kiss me at midnight either.
We kind of were in the middle of a conversation, so there wasn't really an opportunity.
Hey, speaking of resolutions, you know, everybody makes these resolutions. You know what? A resolution is like this firm decision that you're going to do something, right?
It's very binding.
It seems so harsh.
It's very binding. If you
Very
break
binding.
that,
And then you feel like a huge failure
Yeah.
on day 2 that you haven't done it, right?
You're right. And a lot of people hold themselves to a very high standard, and if they don't meet that every day, they beat themselves up over and over.
Right? Well, we're not about that. We don't want to beat anybody up. There's no negative self-talk in this house or on this podcast, right?
Well, here's the thing. I think it's very important for people to understand that it's okay. If you set a resolution, you're like, I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week, and, you know, 1 week you don't go at all because you had other things happen. Don't beat yourself up over it, and don't go, well, that resolution's gone to shit. I'm not going to do it at all. That doesn't help. It's okay to say, hey, I fell down and I'm going to get back up, brush myself off, and start again.
I think it's softer to say that I'm setting intentions to do certain things. So for me, you don't even know this, but for me, I want to become more strong, physically strong. Like when we did our bodybuilding competition, I could curl 20 pounds in each hand.
Oh, she was a badass.
I was a badass.
She was strong.
I was super strong. And
She took first place in 2 different categories.
Oh my gosh, stop.
I took not last.
You had so much fun though. Your routine was so cool. But a resolution is super firm and you have to do it. And if you don't do it, you fail. But an intention can be softer and it can kind of be a blanket intention. And then if you miss one day or two, you're still working on your intention, right?
Yeah.
So for example, I started Pilates classes and I love Pilates. I started out, just 2 days a week on the days I don't work, on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I was going then, and then all of a sudden I started going on Saturdays, so 3 days a week. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I don't sweat like a banshee, but my muscles are shaking like crazy. And it's just so quiet and it's so fun. And I feel like I've accomplished something and I started to see my abs again. It was so fun. So my resolution doesn't exist, but my intention is to keep on that path. And if I'm not doing Pilates, I need to get my body moving every day.
So just physical strength.
Yeah, I want to be physically strong. Spiritually, I'm awesome. Mentally, I'm stubborn as shit. Like, I just need to be, physically stronger because, of the surgeries I've had these last couple of years and stuff, it's kind of taken its toll on my little body. So yeah, I don't need to be bulky like I was when I was lifting weights.
You weren't even bulky when you were lifting.
No, I had some sexy arms.
You were very fit and very firm, but you weren't bulky at all.
I think I was.
No.
Yeah. I grew a butt. That's bulky. Like I had to go up in a pant size. No.
That's not a bad thing.
No, especially when I had a pancake butt the whole time. By the way, did you know that if you have a pancake butt, you're starving yourself?
You might want to use...
you have to feed.
You might want to explain what a pancake butt is.
It's if you turn sideways and your bum's flat, it means you're starving yourself. You're not getting enough nutrients. But if you have a little curve to your bum, you've been feeding it. Muscles have to be fed and your glutes are a muscle. So you got to feed them.
I don't know. We went to Vegas and saw a lot of butts that I don't think they
Those
had
were
worked
not
out at
real.
all.
Yeah, those were not real. Dude, when you have skinny legs and a giant butt, those are fake. Right?
Yeah.
And to each their own. I think it'd feel really funny sitting on, personally.
Maybe it's squishier. Do you think it's like,
I don't know.
It's like you carry around a cushion everywhere you go? That might be awesome.
You do not want me to go there. I'm just going to say.
Maybe I need a butt implant.
You have a curvy butt and it's solid rock.
But it might be more comfortable
It's hairy,
to sit.
but it's solid rock.
It might be more comfortable to sit down, though.
No.
And
No.
Can I tell you a story about the hairy butt?
What?
Okay. So there we were.
There we were.
I'm sitting in the kitchen at the old house in Spanish Fork, and Britton had come home with one of his friends, and they were sitting at the table, like talking about homework or a project they were doing.
Britton is Brad's middle son. So he's got 3 kids,
Yep.
and Britton is the second one down.
And he's awesome. He's just hilarious. So he and his buddy are sitting there whispering back and forth, and Britton's like, Dad. And his friend was like, just mortified. No, don't say anything. Don't say anything. And I'm like, what? And Britton's like, hey, Dad, he says that he wants to know if you can get lice because I shave my head, right? And so I look at him, I'm like, yeah, just on my butt. And
You did not.
Oh, yeah, I totally did. And they both...
Yes, you did. I could see that.
They both cracked up. They thought that was the funniest thing ever because, like, 4th graders, wow, that's hilarious. Because there had been, like, a lice outbreak at the school, and they sent home a letter. And you want to hear something super cute?
Yeah.
Okay. I've got to share this with you because Britton sent me a message just the other day that I thought was adorable. I just told my kids in a group text the other day, Happy New Year. And Britton wrote back and he says, Dad is a special word. It means French toast, baldness, and butt lice.
He remembered it.
That's how much of an impact the butt lice had. So yeah, that's thanks for sharing the hairy
my
butt story, Nan.
gosh. That's adorable.
Yeah, he's an awesome kid. He's living in Japan right now, just living his best life.
So what are your real intentions this year, Brad?
To give a shit. Literally.
Really?
No.
That's really it?
Yeah, that's no, because we've talked about things a lot on the show about seeing each other. And I found myself before Christmas just kind of going through the motions, right? We would go shopping, and I realized that I was being one of those zombies, right? Just, okay, just get this task done. But I wasn't really noticing anyone around me.
So you need to get Oreos out of the bag more often and pass them out in the grocery lane, right?
Exactly.
Because he does that.
Well, look, if somebody goes, oh, I haven't had those Oreos before.
He busts them out.
You bust them out and you share, right? Because that's what
with everyone that's in line.
life's about. You share.
Yeah.
So, no, I realized that I wasn't doing that, though. And I want to get back to that more, where I'm recognizing people and seeing them. And I found that even when I travel, I just put on my headphones, pull out my book, and make it very clear I don't want to talk to anyone. Don't look at me. I'm just doing my thing. And I think I need to be more present with those who are around me.
I love that. Okay. That is a good intention for the year.
Thank you.
You know what I love about intentions is it can let your soul play. It feels like play. It doesn't feel like, it's this rigid rule that you have to do. It's like, these are my intentions. And you know what? You can set new intentions every full moon and every new moon.
Oh, tell me about that.
Well, you release all that no longer serves you on a full moon, and you can set your intentions for the coming month. So your intentions can change from month to month and get better and juicier and funner. Like my intention, one of them is to travel this year. I want to go places. I want to see places. I want to taste different food and see cultures. And
I want to go where the people are. I want to see them dancing.
Walking around on those.
Exactly. Oh, feet.
And our life's a musical.
Yeah, it essentially is. Like Schmigadoon.
Schmigadoon.
I could totally live in Schmigadoon. I would love it. The only hard thing is, how do they all know the same song? They all know the same lyrics and everything, and they just...
It's a hive mentality.
It's crazy.
Huh.
Yeah, it must be.
Speaking of, I'm just going to set this out there. For all of those going through their healing journey, I'm super curious. Are you guys feeling like bouncy energy in your bodies? Are your bodies feeling like the energy shifting, the energy moving, like this higher vibration of buzzing energy, whether it's in your ears or in your bloodstream or like stomach, kind of queasy type stuff and like dizzy heads. And are you guys feeling this too? Because there's a lot of my healer friends and clients and students that are all like, hey, what the crap's going on?
Are you talking about like just when you're meditating or all
no,
the time?
Like
or
walking
what?
around right now, all the time, every day.
Huh.
It's like there's a shift. There's something spiritually happening and energetically happening right now. And people that are sensitive to energy are feeling this high vibration, almost like if you could put little bees buzzing inside your blood. It's like they're moving around in there. Like you can feel it moving around. It's crazy. For example, remember we bought the grounding pad for our bed?
Yep.
I could feel every current going through the grounding pad and I couldn't sleep. It was so crazy.
It just shocked me every time I touched it.
I know it shocked you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But like, I even put the potatoes on the bottoms of my feet to detox from the cyanide poisoning that I had, right? And I could feel the potatoes doing their job and pulling the stuff out the bottoms of my feet. So I couldn't sleep. Like, I'm so sensitive to energy. And when you go on these healing journeys and, these spiritual journeys, you start to just become really super sensitive to energies. And it's crazy right now. So if you're feeling this too, please message me. I got to know what this is. I'm even thinking about doing like a Facebook page where all of us can discuss this stuff all the time. It's bizarre.
You have a great platform for that. It's
called the Mormon to Medium Podcast
on Facebook.
Yeah, on Facebook.
So you can have all the discussions you want right there.
Yeah, guys, I'm really super curious to know who's feeling symptoms in their body of energy shifts happening, the earth changing. This is my 411 on it. This is what I think. I think that for us to all raise to a higher consciousness and all of us to, raise and shift energy, we all have to feel this and all of us are shifting. I think that's what it is, but I'm so curious to know.
Holy shift.
Holy shit. Do you feel it?
No.
You're oblivious, aren't you?
I think it's because I haven't given a shit.
Yeah.
So I had to set that intention so that I
give a shit.
can. Yeah. And then maybe I'll feel it.
You probably need to begin your meditations again. You used to do those all the time.
I know. I need to get back on the little chi machine shaker thing.
Yeah.
I
The chi
love
machine
that.
does shake up your energy. That is what it feels like after you're done and it's like
Mm-hmm.
just your energy is buzzing around in your body. That's what it feels like all the time.
Ooh, I like that.
I know you like that.
I would like to encourage everybody who's listening to please leave us a review. It really helps the show and helps us be seen by more people out there. So if you like the show, leave us a positive review. If you don't like the show, please reach out to us and tell us why. Sometimes you'll get a review on there and you're like, wait a minute, they didn't say anything, so we can't fix it. But we'd love to hear from you.
Please feel free to reach out on our social media, the Mormon to Medium podcast on Instagram and on Facebook, or you can reach out on Facebook to my personal account, Nannette Ride Seaman, and I'll get your message either way.
Yep, and she's really good about answering it.
I love hearing from everybody. I love the feedback, and we want this year to be the best year yet. I know we've got 1 year under our belt, but this is going to be so much fun.
I still can't believe we've been doing this for a year.
Me either.
Look, if there's anyone out there who you think we should have on the show as a guest, let us know, and we'll do what we can to get them on.
Oh, you know who I want on our show?
Who?
I want Nemo. I have a baby crush on Nemo. Seriously, I want Nemo on our show. I'm gonna manifest.
You're gonna
that.
manifest that.
I'm
Put that out
manifesting
there?
Nemo the Mormon to be on our podcast.
All right.
I think it would be really cool. It would be so informational.
Do you know what? You're right. That would be. He's very, very well versed in all things Mormon.
I'm gonna do that.
Is that okay to say still? Can we say that?
All things Mormon, yeah, because it's a win for Satan. It's okay to say.
Well, no, we can say it because we grew up Mormon, right? And we were part of the I'm a Mormon whole campaign, so we can still say that.
The whole world was part of I'm a Mormon campaign. It was plastered everywhere.
Right. So there's just the current members can't say it.
I don't know. I'm not a current member.
Huh. So maybe I'm not supposed to say it.
Why do you give a shit?
Because that's my New Year's intention.
How about you give a shit about things that matter?
Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough. Do you know what, Nan? I think for the new year, we need to draw a tarot card for our audience.
Ooh, just for the week?
We could do it for the week, or we could do it for the month.
I think you should do it for the week because we'll be recording next week. right?
Okay.
And we'll draw some more. Let's see what this week has in store for all of us.
All right. Well, because of the magic of editing, I've drawn this card super fast. And I actually drew from the Rider-Waite deck, and it is the 9 of Cups. And the card is on a bright yellow background with a table set with a blue tablecloth and several chalices lined up around the table. And then there is a sultan or a king sitting on a bench in front of the table. Essentially, ladies and gentlemen, this card tells you that you are going to have success. You're going to be able to have some opulence in life and some excess. So with that excess, determine what you're going to do with it. Is it something that you're going to just spend right away on yourself, or is it something that you're going to save for a rainy day, or something that you're going to do some sort of a good with? So watch for that success, watch for that excess, and have a fantastic week.
Thanks, Brad. That was awesome. It's interesting because I follow a couple of really, really cool tarot readers.
Oh my gosh, that Chris Corsini is
Chris
so
Corsini,
awesome.
he does sign language, and he does everybody's at the beginning of each month.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm Aries, so Aries, this is supposed to be like the year for Aries. I'm so excited. But everyone's tarot reading was very positive, very uplifting. I mean, everybody is growing and running in every single direction and being successful and happy and all these good things coming. So I think this is going to be a magical year for everyone.
I sure hope so.
Because last year was kind of shitty.
Was it? I thought it was a good year.
I don't know. Things that were going on in the world,
But
it was sketch.
But didn't you have a good year?
I had a good year.
I had a really good year.
But we're kind
Yeah,
of...
there's some shit going on in the world, but that doesn't mean I can't
But
have
I
a
think
good
that
year.
what I'm saying is I think that's just going to get better.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
Let's hope it does, because, yeah, the world is a weird place. But we can always have joy, and we can always have peace and love and miracles in our own lives.
It's true. And if everyone raises their vibration, one person's going to have one frequency of a good vibration. But if you get 100 people with a good frequency and a good vibration, it raises everything around them. So keep passing the goodness along. Keep seeing each other. Keep raising each other's vibrations. Smile at each other. Be kind.
Yeah, maybe use that abundance to help someone out.
Yeah.
Buy coffee for a stranger.
I love doing that. Or breakfast for someone that's sitting alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or say hello.
Or smile. Or break out the Oreo cookies at
Exactly.
the checkout stand.
But whatever it is, we hope that you have a fantastic week, and we'll see you
On the other side of the veil.